friends. This week we're learning about three-dimensional shapes or solid shapes. Yesterday you learned about the names of our 3D shapes. We have a sphere, a cylinder, a cube, and a cone. Cylinder, cube, sphere, and cone. Today we're going to talk about how these shapes can roll, stack, and slide. So let's talk about shapes that can roll. We know a ball can roll. Watch this sphere. We know that it can roll. Let's think about why. Well, a sphere doesn't have any corners. It doesn't have any flat faces. There's nothing that stops it from rolling. So let's look at this shape. This is a cylinder. It has a flat top and a flat bottom, but let's see what happens if I turn it on its side. It rolls like a ball because it has this side, doesn't have any corners, and it's round. It doesn't have any flat faces on the side, so it can roll. What about this shape? This is our cube. It has 6 flat faces and then it has corners. Can it roll? Look at that. It can't roll, can it? The corners and flat faces and edges are stopping it from rolling. So because it has edges and corners, it can't roll. But what about this cone? It has a flat bottom and a pointy top. But because it has no edges and corners, it can roll around. So our shapes that roll have no edges and no corners. So look at the cylinder. It's rolling. What about shapes that can stack? If you've seen your mom stack cans in your pantry or your cabinets, you know that if something is flat on the top, it can stack. Or flat on the bottom, it can stack. So look at that. Our flat shapes stack. If it has a flat top or a flat bottom, you can stack. But what would happen if I tried to stack something on top of this cone? Oh, it's going to fall because there's not a flat space on the top of the cone. The flat bottom can sit on the cylinder, but the flat top, you can't stack on top of it. But what would happen if I put the cube here instead? The cube has a flat top and a flat bottom. I could stack the cone on top of the cube because it has a flat top. So objects that have a flat top can stack. Now what about sliding? Shapes that can slide have a flat bottom. Do you hear the sound it makes as it's sliding? The cylinder can slide because it's flat on the bottom. A ball can't really slide, can it? A ball just rolls. And anyway, a ball is not flat on the bottom. But what about our cone? It has a flat bottom. It can slide. And definitely a cube can slide. I wonder which shapes can roll, stack, and slide. It would have to be round, flat on the top, and flat on the bottom. Would it be this shape? It's flat on the top and flat on the bottom, but is it round? Nope, not the cube. What about sphere? It's round, but is it flat on the top and flat on the bottom? Nope. What about a cone? It's flat on the bottom and it's round, but it's not flat on the top. So it can slide and it can roll, but it can't stack because of that pointy top. What about this shape? It's flat on the bottom, so it can slide. It's flat on the top, so it can stack. And it's round, so it can roll. Our cylinder can roll, stack, and slide. Today in your math workbook, you're going to use what you know about flat bottoms, flat tops, and round sides to determine which of your shapes would roll, stack, or slide.